there was some technical difficulties, so I had a 5-minute video that would basically tell you about my story, but I'm not going to play it because we have technical difficulties, so I'm going to take you through it. I'm going to tell you my story. So back in 1968, I was born to two Latino parents in East Los Angeles. Dad went to Vietnam, came back with PTSD, addicted to heroin, severe addiction to heroin, alcoholic, very angry, and lived a life of crime. He was in and out of jail, and I got to see that growing up. It was something that I would not wish on anybody. Who here has military people in their family? There's a lot. And the reason why I wrote my story is because I saw guys coming back from Afghanistan and Afghanistan and Iraq, and I knew that there were going to be girls that were going to go through what I went through. So I decided to tell my story. Now, my grandparents left us 3 homes on a lot, fully paid. So that was my beginning. And one day, I find out that my dad basically put the houses on fire. And I get a call from the neighbor, and they say, Julie, you have to come to the homes are burning. I'm like, what homes are burning? So I get in my car and I drive up to East LA. And I'll never forget pulling up to the homes. I could smell the burning. I could smell the fire. But I didn't smell the fire of the homes, I smelled the fire of my life. My life burnt down. Everything that was left to me was gone. My father had killed my grandfather. Very, very, very tragic. And I remember sitting in front of those homes in my car. And do you know, you go through stuff through life, and we get hit hard, and we get back up. But that day, I had my hands on the steering wheel, and I remember saying, God, this is too much. This is way too much. I can't do this. And I had a choice there. I was either going to have a nervous breakdown because of everything I had seen, or I was going to get back up and rise above my situation. And I lifted my head from the steering wheel, and I said, I'll buy my own homes. I'll buy my own things in life. I'll do it myself, and I'll start all over. And I drove off, and I drove off, and I never looked back. And the way I began to build my life was I became non-negotiable. Non-negotiable with the people I allowed in my life, non-negotiable with the conversations I allowed myself to partake in, non-negotiable with the events I would go to, non-negotiable. If someone came to me with mess and it wasn't going to serve me or get me to where I needed to go, non-negotiable, cut out completely. If you want your life to change, if you're stuck, you need to become non-negotiable with yourself. Non-negotiable, with the people that you allow into your circle. Non-negotiable with the men you date, with the women you date. Non-negotiable with what you allow the men and women to do to you. Your family, your aunts, your uncles, I don't care who they are. Non-negotiable if you want to change your life. And that's what I had to do. I had to become non-negotiable. See, I had a choice. I could take my story and I could walk around with it. I could tell everybody what happened to me. I went to all the drug homes that you could think of in East LA, the projects. I walked Skid Row. I was left in hotel rooms where prostitution was happening all around me, and by the grace of God, nothing ever happened to me. I could walk around and tell you that story all day. What has happened to you? What did they do to you? What did they do to you? What happened to you? What's your story? What's holding you back? What's holding you back? What's holding you back? See, I could walk around with that story, or I could learn to stand on my story. Yeah. When you learn to stand on your story, you take power over everything that could have destroyed you. When you learn to stand on your story, you rise above your situation. And I began to look down on what had happened to me. I was no longer carrying it around. I was looking down on what was happening to me. I gave myself permission to succeed. You need to give yourself permission to succeed. When you give yourself permission to succeed, what happens? I gave myself permission to succeed. I became a better mother. I became a better wife. I became a better businesswoman. I became a better everything because I stood on my story and I rose above my situation. I did not allow my situation to take control over me. As hard and as painful as it was, I put it away. Let me tell you a story. When I was a teenager, I was on a dive team. Who was on a swim team or dive team in here? Any swimmers? No? So I was on a dive team for the city of East Los Angeles, and we went to the city of Commerce, and we had this huge competition. We were losing. So my coach comes up to me, he says, Julie, I need you to go up on the high dive, and I need you to do a triple somersault. Well, I had done doubles before, so that was cool. I had done doubles, no problem. But triple, never. I remember getting up on the ladder, and I was thinking, okay, I need to get up on that board, and I need to bounce high enough to get momentum. Same thing in life. You gotta get up there, and you gotta gain momentum. However it is, you gotta gain momentum. So I'm up there, and I jump. One more. I wasn't jumping high enough. I go to jump again. I wasn't high enough. I come back down and I bounced on that diving board and I jumped as high as I could get and I flew into the first, I flew into the second, and I flew into the... That's all I could do because I sucked in so much water. And I put my hand in the air and I knew someone had to pull me out because I was dying. But see, I wasn't used to anybody pulling me out. I wasn't used to anybody saving me. I put my hand up in the air, and all I felt was my body just thrown out of the water. And they laid me on the cement. And I remember looking up and I could see them, Julie, good job. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. You'll do it next time. It's okay. They were cheering for me. Who's cheering for you?